Yes, here we go. Thank you for joining me. Thank you everybody for your attention. Hopefully these videos prove very helpful to you. It's just there for your future use. If they do prove helpful to you, use them. If they don't, scrap them. There's other resources out there. I'm throwing it all at you as much as possible. Anyway, excuse the mess behind here. My office does not look like this normally, but I need to prioritize my time for you guys in the limited time I have left before I go to California. I might be able to do this later in the week, or I might have to sit there for the whole, for the duration of my vacation in June. But anyway, the reason why it looks like this is we've lost an esteemed colleague, Ellen Stone. She had been teaching for 40 years. And I think about 8 years of that was with South Texas College. She was a wealth of wisdom and information and practical advice, and she's given me all sorts of tools. I even have a big packet of literacy tests that were given to Alabama voters, and these were the questions used to prevent people, Hispanics and African Americans, from voting. Right, because the questions were, I mean, nobody could pass these, and they were cynically administered, right? They would not give these to white people, in other words, because it was white people that were administering them, and they believed in all of that nonsense, and unfortunately, some people still do. Anyway, what we're doing here is Unit 1, so hopefully I can get this within 6 minutes. So here's the opening page, just for your knowledge. After June 8th, the first week, the opening page will be the announcements. That way, if you see anything, if there's anything I need to communicate to you, that's one venue that I might be able to communicate to you. I also will be communicating to you with Selly. Using your cell phone to do, for the work or any kind of mobile device, the interface is different, and so you might miss out on a lot of the class and the way it's designed if you use that. The people who have designed that app need to do some more work on it, so use it at your own risk. If it's your only option, you just have to set some time to be more aware of what you're clicking and what is available to you. It might be a little bit of frustrating. All the information is there. It's just the interface requires you to do a little bit more of the work. So if you have the option, use your PC or Mac. Okay, so here we go. June 1st to the 27th, right there. It opens on up to always to the schedule, so use this as your reference and kind of cross things out as you go. You could use these little arrows here. If you haven't been aware of these, 1 through 35, click this. And let me explain the purpose of all of the little dates here. One, it's a guide. If you can work ahead, do so. It'll pay off towards the end of the semester. It might save you a little bit more stress and a little bit more fatigue towards the end. But use these as a guide. What I'm trying to communicate here is, no, of course you cannot do all of this at once. You cannot. Nobody can, right? Human beings aren't designed that way. But you can do this today, right? You can write one paragraph beginning with one word at a time, one sentence, until you get to the necessary 4 to 6 sentences to respond to the essay prompt here, or the learning objective prompt here. Let me make that distinction clear, right? Going back to where the page actually begins, what you're doing here in Learning Objective 1, discuss the 2 constitutional theories that evolved around the question, is you're basically, this is the introduction to this essay, right? And so I'm chunking it for you. I'm scaffolding it for you. You can get overwhelmed if you see an essay question like that, right? And you might get the sense that, oh my gosh, I have to get this done today. No, you don't have to get this done today. If you do this one, June 4th, and this one, and you can do these 2 within a day. If you can't, if you don't have the time, that might be saying something to you, and maybe you do need to drop the course. I did it as a student. I would overburden myself at first, and actually intentionally so, just to see it, just to provide at least the opportunity to see if I could handle it or not. But if you can't handle it, it's perfectly normal. You can withdraw from the class and do so sooner than later by emailing me. I will stay close at hand to the emails. Anyway, here is Reconstruction. You click June 4th. Click here, And what should open up, if it doesn't, email me. If there's any kind of technical problem, you can email me this technical problem. This is something that I can take care of for you. Other technical problems that are related to Blackboard, not so much. But read through this. It's not as long as it seems, right? It's just, if this was in a Word document, it would be about a page. And what you're trying to do is read through that and be able to respond to that learning objective. If you read through that and don't have the information to respond to discussing the two constitutional theories that evolved around the question of Reconstruction, or in other words, what were the questions, right? There's two of them, so look for those. And then you could print that out, and after you print that out, click play, take notes. If I'm going too fast, hey everybody, we're going to be looking at, you push pause, right? And then you take the time to write down some notes or highlight or whatever the case may be. Always look for this, at least it should be at least one paragraph, and so on and so forth. I have a video on the civil rights movement. Please take a second to look at it. Basically, I explain the differences between this essay prompt. It's basically a mini research project, but I give you all of the research. So take a look at that. It will save you time in the end. You don't have to do all of the work that it appears that is there. Read the words. The words actually tell you what's going on there as well. If the words don't explain it to you, you have this resource right here. So watch this video. It's a 5-minute video and I explain what's up. Okay, the rest of the lectures work the same. You have the West, Place, and Process. You have Women's Suffrage. Both of these are fascinating. Women's Suffrage especially is fascinating because you really get a good understanding of what these people went through. And they went through quite a bit to get something that many of us, unfortunately, take for granted and don't even exercise our constitutional rights to vote. Right, so if it's you have the ability to change that. One person at a time could make a huge difference, even sooner than we think. Okay, right, you can always check your grades right here, and if you ever have any trouble, questions, concerns, contact me. If I don't get back to you within 24 hours, email me again. I will not find you rude or pushy. Don't put all caps. I have the ability not to take that personally, but a lot of people do. So just get out of the practice if you have a practice of writing in all caps, not to do that. Okay, it's the whole idea that you get more bees with honey. Okay, I'm sorry I went over 6 minutes by 2 minutes, right? It's pushing 8 minutes, so go forth and be great. Talk to you later.